You open your phone for one reason, maybe to check the time, maybe to reply to someone, and 20 minutes vanish. You didn't decide to stay, you didn't even notice it happening, but something did. Something behind that screen knew exactly how to keep you there. That wasn't an accident, it was design. You weren't scrolling for fun, you were being guided, watched, measured. Every tap, every pause, every swipe, they weren't just recorded, they were used to build a profile of you, a living, breathing model of your habits, your fears, your weaknesses. Why? Because attention is money. The longer they keep yours, the more they make. And the less you notice, the better it works. This isn't a glitch in the system, this is the system. Your attention has been turned into a resource, a commodity, a thing to be harvested, sold, and fed back into a loop that benefits everyone except you. You're not the customer, you're the product. You're not browsing for information, you're being shaped by it. What you see, what you don't, what makes you angry, what makes you feel like you're falling behind. It's all curated, not to help you, but to keep you watching. You think you're choosing what you see? The algorithm chooses for you, and it chooses based on one thing: what keeps you locked in. Not what's true, not what's good, what works. And what works more than anything else is outrage, fear, envy, jealousy. That little twist in your stomach, that's the signal that says, show them more of this. Not because it's important, but because it keeps you scrolling. They don't want you to think, they want you to react. The more reactive you are, the easier you are to predict. And the more predictable you are, the more profitable you become. They studied your brain, how you get bored, how you get excited, how you respond to patterns. And then they built systems that exploit those responses over and over again. Every app, every feed, every notification, every ping. It's not random, it's design. You reach for your phone without thinking. You feel anxious when it's not around. You open apps you didn't mean to and scroll through things you don't even care about. That's not you being weak, that's a billion-dollar industry doing its job. They've turned your brain into a loop: stimulus, response, reward, repeat, and every time you repeat it, the loop gets stronger. Meanwhile, something else happens. Your focus fades, your memory weakens, your ability to sit still and just think, gone. Your mind is being conditioned for noise, for short bursts of input, for shallow distractions, deep thought, creativity, peace. There's no room for those in a system that needs you on the hook 24/7. And they call this normal. But maybe you felt it. That tension, that brain fog, that itch to check your phone even when nothing's there, that constant background hum that never really goes away. That's not just modern life, that's what happens when your mind isn't yours anymore, when your attention is owned by systems you don't control, built by people you'll never meet. This isn't about screen time, it's about mental time, cognitive time. The space in your head that used to belong to you, now rented out to the highest bidder, because the truth is, they don't need to hack your thoughts. They just need to distract you long enough so you forget to have them. They don't need to convince you, they just need to keep you confused. They don't need to make you believe anything. They just need to keep you from asking questions. And the easiest way to do that is to never let you slow down long enough to think. That's how they win. With loops, with noise, with endless, meaningless stimulation, because when you're stuck in the loop, you're not growing, you're not thinking, you're just reacting, and that's exactly where they want you. So how do you break out? You start by noticing. Notice how often you reach for your phone without needing it. Notice which apps make you feel better and which ones make you feel worse. Notice what kinds of content keep you watching but leave you empty. That's your first weapon, awareness. Then comes control. Turn off notifications, all of them. Make your phone black and white. No more red dots screaming for your attention. Delete the apps that drain more than they give. Use timers, use breaks, use silence. And if that silence feels uncomfortable at first, good, that means you're starting to detox, starting to come back to yourself. Let your mind be bored again. Boredom is not your enemy. Boredom is where thoughts happen, where clarity begins, where your imagination wakes up. Stillness isn't laziness, it's resistance. Focus isn't weakness, it's power. You don't have to go off-grid, you don't need to live in a cabin, you just need to decide right now that your attention is yours, that your mind belongs to you, that you get to decide when and how you engage, not the machine. Because the longer you stay in the loop, the harder it is to remember what life outside it feels like. But it's there. And the moment you step outside, even for 5 minutes, you start to remember. You remember what it feels like to look around instead of down, to choose your next move, not just react to it, to be fully present, to think thoughts that weren't fed to you by a timeline. This is the hidden war, and it's happening every time you reach for your phone without thinking, every time you feel that twitch to check, every time you confuse stimulation for purpose. But now you see it, you feel it, and that means you have a choice. Stay in the loop or step out. Subscribe to Truth Tax and take your mind back, one truth at a time.